Hey everybody, welcome to Chord Dave Live right here on Saturday. Technical issue at the start, sorry about that, but hopefully that'll be the last one for the evening. We will see. Hope you're doing well. This is beer. Just finishing pouring it into the glass here. Hope you have a nice beverage of your own to join us, because yeah, Saturday night is beer night, and sláinte to you, my friend, even if the head is a bit big on this one. Anywho, we'll get through that as the night goes. Hope you're doing well. It's been busy. It's been wild. It's been crazy. Yeah, so let's get into it, I suppose, and see how everyone is. Great to see Scott here early, as he always is. Let me just adjust a couple of things here. There we go. I should be able to go from here. All right, T is here as well, nice and early. Good to see you, T. Hope all's good, man. And so is Ryan. Great to see you too. Magnetic Fisherman, hope you are doing well. Thanks for dropping back to see us. Yeah, great to see you guys popping back in. Oh, I should say, if it is your first Chord Dave live experience, make sure you've hit that subscribe button so you can chat to us. You got to be subscribed for at least 1 whole minute before you can chat with us, so make sure you do that. And if it's your first Chord Dave live, say hi. Why not? Most of us don't bite unless we're asked. Some people here, though, do, so be careful. Yeah, Ryan asking, how's everyone today? And that's a great question. Good one to start with. How is everyone today? I'm doing all right. Thanks, man, for asking. Hope you were doing well, Ryan. Great to see you, as it always is. Let me see, who else have we got in the chat? Scott's been mowing all day, too friggin' hot. It's been raining here all day, so Ireland in the summertime. It's a special place. But yeah, we'll get through it. The summer, that is, of course. Jack Collins is here as well. Great to see you, Jack. Hope all's good in Tennessee, man. Hope everyone's doing all right, especially Scott. All right, well, yeah, Scott getting the shout outs already. Scott, I just scored big time. I got 3 SG special. One's red, blue, and the other one is purple. I got all 3 for $600, and there ain't a scratch on none of them. As Ryan says, damn, Jack, that's a great deal. That is a great deal. And yeah, let us know more if they're Epiphones, Gibsons, as Ryan there asking are Epiphones. That is fantastic. 3 specials for $200 each. Wow, that's crazy. Very impressed with that deal. A little bit jealous, not gonna lie. Scott says that no, my property wouldn't allow for it. Mine's not even self-propelled. Oh, your mower? Because I see Ryan asked you for if you had a ride-on. That's gonna take a long time then, yeah, for sure. Well, there you go. We know what you're gonna be doing for the next 3 weeks. Jack Collins says, yeah, there are Epiphone specials, but from what I've been looking up, I can get $500 a piece for them. Very interesting, Jack. Yeah, the SG specials are great. They're one of my favorite guitars. So great deal. Well done. Congrats on the awesome deal. Chris from Coburg is here again, no doubt to make us hungry. Thanks for joining, Chris. It's time again. Fresh greens salad topped with feta and grilled chicken, side of frites, plus a beer. Indeed, the beer's the good part there. Cheers and sláinte. Sure. Why not? Sláinte to you too. So. We are indeed in salad weather, so usually, I mean, not in the rainy season today, but it's coming back, I believe. But yeah, sounds good, Chris. We missed you last week, man. Hope all is good. Corey's here as well. Great stuff, Corey. Glad to see you. Hope everyone doing great. Now, some of you acquired some new gear. Don't forget to hit all of those buttons for Dave, which is a great shout out. Yeah, Corey posts a lot in our Facebook group, guys. You want to go over and check out the stuff on his workbench. Some very cool stuff there, and I do appreciate you, Corey, sharing all that with us. Some really nice stuff. So yeah, check out the Facebook group. The link's in the description below. I haven't managed to fix the merch link yet, group guys. I don't know what's wrong with it, to be honest, but we'll try and get to it at some point and figure out what's going on. Scott says, nice. I don't even look for guitar deals anymore. Every time I turn around, I see I need thousands of dollars for other things. Yes. That is all. You know, I'll say nothing about that, but it's true. It's very true. Yeah, Scott with the link to the Facebook group in there as well. So if you haven't found it yet, Scott has it up however far back I am in the chat. Probably quite far. But thanks for that, Scott. $500 is pretty high. They are around $300 to $400 Canadian. The new SG specials, yeah, I think they're around about $350 or so. That's what mine was, and it's a great guitar. So you never know, though. You never know. There could be more in different markets. Who knows? Jack says, I'm talking. They are in mint condition, like they've never been played, and they have hard shell cases. Dude, how come I never get deals like this? What has yeah, I don't know. I never seem to get those great deals. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, some would say my Flying V I bought last year was a great deal because people are now trying to sell them for twice the price. I tried to sell it for twice the price, but no, I shan't be selling it. Plus, I don't think anyone's going to pay that much for it, to be quite honest, for those Flying Vs. But who knows? Maybe. Corey says, Scott, I posted another one that I worked on today. That will have a few more over the next week. I've been modding some of my guitars, and a few are getting new pickups this week. That's cool. That is very cool, Corey. And yeah, you seem to be doing some pretty good work, so keep them coming. Always love seeing what you're working on. Scott says, anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait a minute before you can chat in the best chat on YouTube. I mean, you can absolutely chat on this chat if you do. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that, Scott. Ryan says, well, see what you can get. I think you paid a fair price. I do too. In fairness, Scott says extra points if you can hit like before March is in the chat. Yeah, she will be angry if you haven't hit the like button, so make sure you do that. Jack says, if I can find one for 300 with a hard shell case, I wish you well, because the hard shell case don't cost you $200. I don't care where you go. Hey man, if they all have hard shell cases, that's obviously a great deal on them as well. But yeah, good stuff indeed. Hope you did a good sorry, I mean you did good on that deal. I hope I get a good deal like that at some point, although we will see. Ryan says, I'm looking at 13 SG specials on Kijiji right now. Most under 200 Canadian in mint condition hard shell case along with Quaid is $99. I mean, that's a pretty good deal for a hard shell case. I mean, I like the I have mine in a really nice Gator case, which looks like an old Gibson case, and it fits perfect. And I think it was like $80, 80 euros that is. So anyway, and it's really nice. It's got the pink interior, fluffy pink interior. It's even got a shroud. So they're nice cases if you're looking for cases for an SG special or anything else. Scott says, what's everyone been drinking? Me, coffee as usual. I'd love to be an alcoholic, but it gets in the way of drinking coffee. Yeah, it does. You know, coffee's great, especially in the morning times and maybe the afternoon if I'm feeling adventurous. But yeah, it gets to this stage, I switch from the old water to the old this stuff. We're back on the Stiegel Golden Brow because it was the only one in the fridge when I went to the store earlier. Because I forgot to pick up beers for the show and beyond. So yeah, I had to get whatever was cold and nothing. Jack says, I suggest you buy them, Ryan, because they're higher than that. It's all good. It's all good. Chris Kohlberg says, let's play the lyric game while we wait. Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man. Go. I used to know that song really well. I'm going to pretend I don't anymore. And Jack saying, two of them still have the plastic on the pickups and the pick guard. Wow, man, that's pretty... That is pretty interesting. Chris from Kohlberg says, I got a Paus Blue ribbon going, Scott. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe. Sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. I'm a water guy, Scott. I used to be really good at consuming alcohol. Too good. September 30th will be 20 years without drinking for me. Not sure I'd still be around if I hadn't quit drinking. Well, then, hey, good job you did, man. And yeah, nothing wrong with water. That's a good one. But, you know, congrats on the 20 years. Are the P90 specials, says Brian. My favorite kind of special. So there you go. 4 beers a day keeps the the rest. Well, I mean, you know, a day is not, you know, issues. Will the LP Senor come to Epiphone? I don't think so. There's not a huge demand for it. As far as I'm aware, it's just a custom thing, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't think Epiphone will be doing one. Now, I mean, Cesar, if you're watching, feel free to prove me wrong on anything. I think that's hilarious when you do it. But yeah, I don't think so. Which, by the way, if you're not aware, it's the I mean, Trogley really basically named it that, didn't he? With the it's the LP. Is it a custom or is it a special with just a neck pickup? It's one of them. It's something. I don't really pay attention. Ryan says one of them, or Jack says, Ryan, one of them is a P90s. The red one is P90X. The rest of them are humbucker. Interesting. Well, there you go. How about a Gibson SG Senior? Is that a thing? No, not that I'm aware of. I know, I think just someone was messing in the custom shop one day. That's where that came from. Jack says, I don't really buy guitars to resell them, but if anyone wants them, they're going to have to pay for them. Which is fair. All right. And Ryan says, hope it works out for you. So there you go. We're all good on the SG specials. And yeah, indeed, we all hope you do well. Cushman's here. Great to see you. Cushman, hopes all is great with you. And who else have we got in the chat? Glenn Bailey. Oh, it's been a while since Glenn Bailey's had a timeout. I wonder if tonight is the night. Maybe not. Great to see you, Glenn. Hope all's good with you, man. And Buglips here as well. Great to see you. He says, hi, Dr. Nick. Great stuff. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. I love it. Chris Coburg says, gonna go burn a blunt before the show, B. I mean, dude, that's allowed. You're allowed to do that during the show. It's all fine. No restrictions here. Book accepts. I got new pedals. My life has changed forever. And yes, let's say nothing. It's never gonna be the same. There's no way back. The door's locked, closed. You can't get back through it. It's too late now. Glenn says, smoke some for me, Chris. Oh, is that a timeout? Oh, jeez. Every time he says something, it's going to be like, I wonder, should I give him a timeout? Only kidding, guys. We don't give timeouts around here, except accidentally when Glenn gets them. But, he's been good lately, so we probably won't. Scott says, that's why I watch out in the backyard. I mean, hey, you're welcome to watch anywhere in the property. It is all good. Let me see. Where are we? Let me see. Where is the thing? It's just dumped a load on me and pushed me away from where I was. Ben Allmark, that's where I was. Next comment. Ben, hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you in the chat there. She's saying, hope all is well. Doing good, Ben. Hope all's good with you, man. Let me see who else we got in the chat. Behringer pedals are number one, says Chris and Coburg. I like my ones. I mean, I don't really mess around with them too much, but they are pretty fun to play with. Let me see who else we got in the chat. I only bought cheap pedals, but they work, and the experience is now sublime. Pedals that work that's the most important thing. T says she's just opening Erdinger Creature of Habit these days. There you go, T. Good man. Yeah, look, great to see you in the chat. It always is. Al's here as well. Great to see you, Al. Hope you're doing well, man. Always good when you pop in to see us. Let me see. Scott says, which one, T? I think the Blue Label one is the one I like. Yeah, I don't know them by colors. Chris from Coburg, a mix of Donner and Amazon Basics reverb, noise gate, and overdrive. That's a good place to start for sure. Matt Van Bosch, good to see you, Matt. Hope all's good, dude. Great to see you celebrating with me on Thursday. The little court case finally ended. It's going to get positive. We're going to see some good price action in the next few weeks. Ireland in the summer, isn't that known as hell? I mean, you wait 9 months for summer to come along, and then it rains. Fantastic. No, in fairness, we had a couple of weeks of really nice weather already this year. So there you go. Yeah, gonna need to get me some sunshine. I'm gonna move somewhere with sunshine at some point. Who knows where that might be. Matt says, notice the latest Adam Jones are coming down in price. Really should be sub 1,000. Hey Matt, yeah, that's great. I haven't really been keeping an eye on it, to be honest, on the price of them, but they should be in around the £1,000 mark, £1,000 mark. Yeah, I think if they stuck to their original price, $1,299, and that was translated across the markets, like whatever $1,299 dollars was in euros and in pounds, I think they would sell really well. But I think people are balking at the prices, especially when, like, say, Thomann. Most people in Europe who are buying guitars are buying at Thomann or looking at Thomann a lot, whether they're buying from there or their local store or whatever. They're referencing pricing at Thomann, and $15.99 for those is ridiculous. But we'll see. The next one is due out not too far in the future, maybe 3-4 weeks away, I believe. So see what they do. Used market is getting soft. Yeah, I saw Phil was saying that. I don't know. But so people are telling me, I'll be honest with you, I'm not in the used market too often at the minute for various reasons, mostly being I'll spend all the money that I'm trying to save. So I'm not really keeping a close eye on it. But every time I do dig in, I'm not seeing the kind of deals that I would hope to see. Not just yet. Definitely seen some movement on it. But I did see Phil McKnight was saying that the used market is getting soft. And I was like, well, let's see if it continues to get soft. But there's a great deal that Jack had, where he's picked up 3 SG specials for, what was it, $600? Great deal. So if the deals like that are out there, the market is getting soft. So hey, Phil is onto something for sure, and so are you, Al. So good stuff. Magnetic Fisherman says, I don't have an Epiphone SG special, but I do have a special SG. I like it. I like what you're doing there. Yes, all SGs are special, of course. So, that's just how I feel. Ryan says, Corey, that's a nice black Strat you're working on today. And if you want to know what that black Strat is, head over to the Facebook group that Scott has mentioned. Very cool stuff, indeed, from Corey, sharing lots of cool guitars, so check it out. Scott says, Dave, is your neighborhood feedback quartet getting any better? Oh, man, I thought so. Last week they had a guitar. Maybe they had a guest guitarist in or something. I don't know, but there was no feedback. It was good playing. It sounded like guitar music. It was good. And then today we're back to the squeals, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably move if I can. So we're back to their thing. Also, I don't know if they're practicing a set, but they started playing Iron Man about 7 times. So I don't think they got through it all at once, but and not like once after another. They start it and then they'd play like 3 other songs and then they go back to it. So dude whose band is down the street, learn to either play the song or don't play it. Thanks. And also step away from your amp, turn it down just a little bit. Thanks. But thanks for asking, Scott. I think it's probably never going to get better. Jess is here. Great to see you, Jess. Says, hey Dave, Rosie was very excited to get a mention the other week. Hope you're warming up your vocal cords for next week. I regret starting many a thing. Jess, I'm not gonna lie, and me singing even Happy Birthday is one of them. It's the things I regret are usually things that I've talked myself into that I know are gonna eventually be shoved back in my face. Not by you, of course. You're a nice person, but by other people who, will clip that up and send it to me on a regular basis. But it's fine. I mean, look, I said I would do it. I said it's a tradition. So Rosie, prepare yourself for a happy birthday. It's not like Marilyn Monroe singing to President Kennedy or whoever, but I'll do my best. So see you next week. Looking forward to it. It's like next week's going to be the least watched 3 Chord Dave live ever after that. There you go. Anyways, let's roll on. Great to see you, Jess. Chris from Coburg says, okay, I'm fully blunted. Have a cracked a brew. Where's Dave? On the... No. No, I was here pretty early this week because the music and the thing didn't start like they're supposed to. So... internet issues, maybe I'm at that age where technology's just, I don't get it anymore. I don't know, which is concerning because I work with technology for my day job. So hey, if they want to lay me off, that's fine. I don't really care about my job. I should rewind. I don't really care about it. It took someone trying to get all the levels right, but it's better than I hoped. To Bug Lips. Yeah, hey, just play with it. That's what you got to do. And I am still talking about your pedals, by the way. Glenn says, hi, Jess. That's right, Rosie's birthday. Next week's show is going to be just called Rosie's birthday. Chord Dave live Rosie's birthday. Or maybe there'll be a special thing on the thumbnail if someone reminds me. So there we go. Saturday, anytime before Saturday, someone remind me. Anyways, Ryan says there's 2 types of Epi SG specials. Really depends on which models they are. Some retail at $449 USD and others at $199. Interesting. I would hazard a guess that they're very different guitars. Al says even Gibson Demo Shop offered an LP discounted from their list price. Just bad timing for me. Yeah, the Demo Shop's doing some interesting things. The European Demo Shop has a lot of listings for strings, for example. Just regular old strings. Guitar strings, acoustic strings, what do you call them, strings? It's weird. Yeah, and they've finally launched the Mod Shop, or the Mod Collection, not the Mod Shop, the Mod Collection in Europe as well, which is good. The difference with the Mod Collection in Europe and the one in the US is that no one's buying them. And it was the same with the European Demo Shop. They've had some really cool stuff in there when they launched it, but no one was buying it. A lot of people, myself included, were like, is this a real Gibson Demo Shop? Because it looked like a scam. But Reverb were like, no, it's totally real. I promise, I swear. So yeah, we had to believe them. So interestingly enough, the good Muddy H2O has dropped in a super chat, which is very kind of him. Indeed, says, don't forget my birthday is the 23rd. Birthday song in your birthday suit and slash hat, as you promised in private message. First of all, sir, I do not believe I did, but thank you for the reminder for your birthday. I have it in my diary. That's a day that I'm busy, I think. Is that next? Shit. Yeah, no, I will definitely remember it, and then I will sing something next Sunday. It's not a day we're on live. It's too bad. Well, what can you do? But thanks, sir, for the super chat, and we will take all requests under consideration. Yeah. So, Slash Hat is looking down on me. It's I gotta give one of those away. Actually, maybe I'll do it in the DIY kit giveaway thing. So yeah, we're doing a DIY kit build competition, but a very lax competition. No dates, no rules, just except they build a guitar. Just build a guitar. You can use a kit if you want, and if you have fun with it, that's all that matters. I ordered a kit and I've had to cancel the order because it was taking 16 years to get here, and I wanted it to be like sooner than that. So I'm gonna try and buy another one once they refund me, which hopefully will happen soon. Hasn't happened yet, but we will see. So yeah, let me know what you guys think you're going to do, if you're going to do it. Now, again, I just want to remind everyone, there's no hard dates. What I'd like you to do for this is head over to our Facebook group and share pictures of your DIY kit that you're building, even, in fact, if I finish my words. And then you can also just email me. The email is in the bottom, very bottom of all the descriptions for all the videos. And we will give out some spot prizes. So you might win a Slash hat, or you might win like a book about how to play the blues, or you might win, I don't know, something. You won't be winning guitars or Ferraris or anything like that, but there may be some stuff, sent your way. So just a reminder, I will never ever hit you up in the comments and say, hey, you won a prize, please send me money, or contact me here, there, or anywhere. The only place I will be telling you you won a prize is on this show, the Chord Dave Live. If I announce you on this, you've won a prize, yay! If I don't announce you on this, you have not won a prize. If anyone tells you in the comments and they have my screenshot, my picture, it's not me. I don't do that. So just because, and I know some of you are going to get sick of me saying that, but I have to say it because people on YouTube get scammed all the time. So don't get scammed, and don't believe all the idiots. Anyway, let's see. We have Marcia, finally. Bit late, but hey, it's fine. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. Better hit that like button before I hit you. Oh wow, she's in that aggressive mood, guys. You better hit the like button. Thanks, Marcia. Great to see you. Thanks for dropping in. No such thing as late, of course, around here. Scott says, "Sweet. I figured an external noise gate would always work better than one integrated in something else." Scott dropping some knowledge on your bug ups. There we go. I also realized my truss was a little loose, and that's why my intonation was slipping. Still talking about the guitar, right? Good stuff. Todd Moore's here. Great to see you, Todd. Hope all's good, man. Yeah, great to see you. Glad you got some time today. Glenn says Marsha's here. Hit those buttons. Indeed, she will be coming after you. Richard Clark's also here. Says just finished posting pics of my #1 guitar and TCD and Friends 2. I didn't realize I was gonna be late, sir. No worries. It's all good and glad to have you here. So thanks for joining us. Muddy H.O. says, Chord Dave, if you get a good deal, you'll just pass on it and wait for another good deal. Oh, hi, everyone. Yes, Muddy H.O. thinks that I don't buy enough guitars. He also appears to think I have a bottomless bucket of money. But let me tell you, sir, YouTube does not pay well these days. I would love to make one of those videos where YouTube, you know, you see them on certain YouTube channels going, how much YouTube paid me for like 1 million views. So, you know, as soon as I get 1 million views, which it's probably, I don't know, it's probably not a bajillion miles away. Well, let's find out. Yeah, we can do that live. So, because why not? What's the? Oh yeah, social thingy. There we go. And then we'll pop up Chord Dave. I know nobody but me has any interest in this, but I'm going to find out anyway. Total views 748,014. So I'm see 14. Yeah, so there we go. I also the 1,151st highest ranked YouTube channel in Ireland. There we go. Some of these scores are ridiculous. Also, I know some people look at Social Blade to see, and some people don't even know what Social Blade is. But estimated monthly earnings on Social Blade, $5 to $73. So they have no clue because it is not 5 and it's not 73. It's currently hovering somewhere around 90. So there you go. Now, you know, I've let you in on all the YouTube secrets. But yeah, once the YouTube money builds up, dude, I will do that. I have this goal, I have this dream. One day I'll wake up and have 5,000 Patreon fans, Patreon people. 1,000, 500, 300 would be fine. And then I would buy lots of guitars, but that hasn't happened so far. Someday, maybe, at like 300,000 subscribers if that happens. Which I won't. But yeah, but hey, good news for you, Muddy H2O. We had a big win this week, and I'm anticipating enough of a boost in the old crypto fund to put the house savings aside for a bit. And then once that happens, I'll buy a guitar, I promise. You'll be the second or fourth person to know. Todd Moore says it's hard to beat old Gator cases for sure. Yeah, they're fun. They make good cases, and I got to meet their CEO at NAB. She's a lady. Marcia says I should be hitting those buttons even if I'm not here on the rare occasion. For your information, you see, you guys are all getting in trouble. Told you. Todd says there's coffee in his cup as well. I don't know, Todd. I'll trust you on this one. Buglip says I forgot. I finally got contact cleaner and sorted out the pots. It doesn't wiggle anymore either. Good. I mean, sometimes you want to wiggle, but you know, it's all good. Ryan says Gator cases are best for the money. The worst are the Fender HSC. They look nice from 10 feet away, but pretty bad. They do look nice from from afar. Yeah, so they make like some really, really interesting looking ones for sure. Glenn says, what's up, Mr. Muddy? That's a dangerous question. There could be anything up him. So, yeah, good, great question. Great question. Where are we now? Scott says, yeah, sometimes truss rods can be not engaged, especially if it's a two-way truss rod. You tighten the nut on it. Again, try and keep your conversations guitar related, guys. It's all good. I'm just kidding. Just please don't leave. Buglip says, I think I've loosened it too much trying to chase away the fret buzz. It should be just right now. But those strings are soon due a change. Yeah, nothing wrong with changing them. Glenn says, does anyone have an opinion on the new EVH Super Strats that came out this week? Yeah, not really. So, as you know, it's not my top of the list guitar item, but yeah, they look pretty cool. I don't know. That was someone else probably more qualified to speak on them than I. Marcia says, I'm drinking this oral rehydration solution called Drip Drop. Way better than Gatorade and all those drinks. If you need IV grade hydration, just add to water and voila. Not sponsored. Sure. Every week, Marcia, you come in with a new product and you pitch it and you say you're not sponsored. We don't believe you. It's all good. The Drip Drop people are watching. We understand. Scott Brower with Diagiv, which is Irish. So good stuff. Fair play. Sludge it. Someone I no doubt is going to absolutely tear my pronunciation apart. But it's been a long day. It really has been a long day. I could go into it, but I would probably not get through it. So there we go. Al says truss rod in the GNL was way out. Had to buy a complete set of Allen wrenches to get the 4mm for the rod. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, they're not coming. I mean, usually it should come with the right one, right? That's strange. Anyway, glad you got it. Todd, I agree. Unless a guitar comes with a case, I will always get it. Get a proper aka Gator case. If it's not easy to get, I'd go SKB. SKB are abnormally big, in my opinion. I don't know why. I just don't like SKB cases. But they're good cases. I just don't like them. Jack Collins says, well, I'm in the States. I ain't Canada or anything with euros. I mean, yeah, true. But, lots of people are at the same time. So, but it's all good. Gonna try and cover everything. Chris says, we have dollars, not euros in Canada. Yeah, but you got those plastic dollars. So they're fun. Who else has ever forgotten beer in the freezer? Yeah. I mean, once or twice, I'm sure it has happened. Yes, particularly in younger days. Scott says, what are your thoughts on ELO? I like ELO a lot. Yeah, Jeff Lynne he's kind of a genius. So like, and when I say kind of, I mean absolutely a genius. I think he's great. I think ELO are really good. My dad listened to them when I was a kid, so I had ELO songs kind of memorized before I even knew who ELO were. Like Mr. Blue Sky is one of the greats, I think. I don't know. Probably everyone's go-to. But some just really, really good band. I enjoy listening to them. Glenn says, I just mixed an allergy tab with some fruit punch. I'm not going to be responsible for my actions, so I see timeout looming. I mean, that's almost a timeout right there. Ryan says, Dave's got a second life as a thrash metal shredder. Yeah, well, you're not supposed to know about that, so we're not going to talk about it. So anyway, if you do want to know about it, head over to the Facebook group. You can find out what Ryan is talking about. It's a very interesting. Anyway, Christopher Coburg says, Electric Light Orchestra, they rule. Not a prog guy, but I like their melodies. Scott says, yeah, I'm a Beatles fan, so it's not too far off. T says, Weisbrow, the Cream label for his Erdinger. There you go. Good stuff. Thanks for getting back to us on that. Corey says, Marsha, have you found a suitable birth year guitar yet? This is a great question. And Glenn says, I saw that poster and he's been holding out on us 3 power chords, Dave. See, I like what you did there, Glenn. So, okay, we'll hold off on the timeout for now. Back to the squeals by feedback. Dude. Al says, hey, Dave, give that garage band a break. They give me a break, man. That's all I want. That's all I want. I haven't knocked on their door. I've just let him at it. I just complained about him here. It's my... Anyways, hello from Scotland. First time making the live stream, albeit a bit late. Says Steve Cassidy Guitar. Hey man, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're doing well. And there's no such thing as late around here. Just whenever you get here, let's just hang out and have fun. It's all good. Glad to have you with us. Corey says the black Strat that I worked on and shared in the Facebook group is an O2 made in Mexico Fender Strat. It's got a new pot roller string 3, black guard and proper cleanup, a fret polish. Love the simple ones. Sounds fun. Yeah, absolutely. And hey, did I see that one? It wasn't a Strat I saw. It was like a Fender Bullet 1 copy or something that I saw, the last one. Anyways, great stuff. Ryan says, are those all your guitars? Corey, great question. And Scott says, on a separate note, I had a dream about a sequel movie to The Goonies. It was called Bruce Lee and The Goonies. It was so good, I don't want to see the real Goonies anymore. Scott, I don't know, man. I think that might be a difficult one to get going nowadays. You know, certain people might not be available for shooting, but good stuff. I enjoy that. I'm going to want to know more about it in future. Of course, as Ryan, the ones that I've shared on Facebook so far are all mine. I've worked on guitars for other people as well. I just haven't posted any of theirs yet. Great stuff, Corey. You seem to do a lot of good work, and a little bit envious, but there we go. Chris from Coburg says, has your beard always been a combo of black and red, and now a speck of grey? Inquiring minds need to know. It's mostly like it's kind of dark in most areas. I would say it's kind of Guinness. No, it's not. Yeah, so we got these two gray like streaks down here that are they're relatively new, and then like my mustache has always been kind of blonde for some reason, and it's just, I know when if I shaved this all off and started a brand new beard, it would all just look dark for the first couple of weeks, and then you get colors. Yeah, like even here is all kind of blonde, and then it kind of gets a little bit reddish, and then it goes dark. So I don't know, man. It's like but yeah, it's always been like this. But thanks. I do love a good beard question. Legitimately have had team meetings and work like halted by beard questions, so it's fun. T says, Dave, you should give Marilyn happy birthday a go. White dress, blonde wig, so it might go viral. Dude, I'm not here to fulfill any fantasies for people. All right. Muddy would get too excited, so I can't do it. But hey, thanks. No. Also, that would be terrible. You guys would never watch again, and neither would anyone else. So I can't risk it. Plus my white dress is in the cleaners. Scott says, I cut down a maple tree to get the neck. I mean, that's one way of getting necks, I suppose. Glenn says, / hat, blonde wig, naked. I don't think Rosie signed up for all that. I don't think she did. I don't think she needs that kind of trauma in her life. It's her birthday. It's a celebration. And I think that's what we should stick with. Ryan says, I dug my own copper mine for the wiring. Jesus, Ryan, you're taking this serious. I like the commitment to it. Good stuff. Please, and also send over some copper if you don't mind. It's all good. Al says, Colin, the guitarista, has parts for the DIY. You should invite him to the build projects. I will indeed. I should be reaching out to. I'm trying to get everything together where I have enough time to reach out to Colin. Hopefully we'll set up something soon with him. So, look out for that. And there's a few other like YouTubers I want to talk to and get involved. Maybe not in the build. I mean, if they want to, they're more than welcome. But a couple other guys I want to get on the channel, talk to them about guitars and things, because that's what we do, talk about guitars and things. If you guys have good connections with YouTubers, by the way, other YouTubers, like, I don't know, whoever, reach out to me, let me know, and see if we can get something together, do some collabs, as they say, in the, I don't know, where the kids hang out. Who knows? Richard says, I'm going for a huge neck on mine, so send Henry Rollins a message. I mean, that's a neck. Muddy says, thanks T, now I can't get happy birthday Mr. Muddy out of my head. Oh, that is gonna be perfect. You look forward to that on Sunday, my friend, next week, of course. Glenn says, will we have to pay extra to have our prizes signed by Muddy H2O? Yeah, you will. It's an extra 14 cents. So just bear that in mind. Richard says, when my trust is loose, other things start to slip. Questionable comment right there. Vincent Doyle's here. Great to see you, Vincent. Hope you're well, man. And Desert Hodad says, Mo, a bottomless bucket of chin hair. I like it. Thanks. That's pretty interesting. I believe you meant to say more, but it was a good try. Thanks so much. I do appreciate it. Al says, I like the way Dylan's wife referred to Muddy H2O as muddy water. Yeah. Uh, there we go. Vincent says, shameless plug for my former bandmate Niall Nangle, Nangle32. He does the best Guns N' Roses guitar covers on YouTube. Needs a bit of love from a YouTube guitar community. Please subscribe. Indeed, do. Let me see. Is that his YouTube thing at Nango32? Let me see. Can I find his thing? Just 1 second, guys. YouTube. Yes, not that. YouTube. What have we got? Ooh, 3-Chord Dave Live. That's the wrong thumbnail. Why is it using that one? Interesting. Niall Nangle, guitarist, fan of all things rock. There we go. All right, Niall. Cool. I'll check them out. And here is a link for the rest of you to check them out as well. Oh, hang on, I'll put it in this one. There we go. Yeah, check out Niall. Why not? And tell him that Vincent sent you from the 3-Chord Dave community, because, you know, share some love around. Why not? Let's see. Got lost in the comments there. Here we go. There we go. Andrew Collins says, your thoughts on the Boss GX 100. Have you seen it? Don't really have many thoughts on it yet. Haven't really looked into it in depth. I've been super busy, so I haven't really had the time. But we will see. We will see. I'm sure someone else here has seen it, and they can tell us what they think of the Boss GX 100. Yeah, I haven't really looked into it at all. Muddy says, I'm anticipating you'll wait until crypto plunges again so you don't have to buy a guitar. I mean, I own guitars, so I have bought guitars, sir. I don't know where you have this idea that I don't buy guitars from. But it's fine, you know, you hang on to your fantasies. It's all good. So Scott says, Dave, I posted a picture of the neck material I have to make a guitar neck from. Oh, very cool, Scott, on the Facebook group. Yeah, see, I haven't been in there today, so, well, I was in there really quickly. But very cool. I will have to go and check it out. Ryan says, wait, what the color shirt is Dave wearing? I thought something was off. Yeah, it's kind of like a, I don't know what color it is. It's like a NAMM show souvenir. Yeah, I don't, what's the color? It's like a hot chocolate or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying something new. Every Saturday I try not to wear a black shirt because Glenn gave me shit for wearing a black shirt one day, saying that he loses my my head because of my beard, thinking like you know, matching with my shirt and stuff. So he gave me crap. So I was like, I can't wear that now. So, you know, I feel bad every time I wear a black shirt on the live stream. So it's all Glenn's fault. I feel sad. Anyway, no. No, it's the color. It's actually reflecting as like kind of the color it is. Muddy H2O says, necks seem a bit warped, twisted, Scott. So there we go. I'll have to check that out. I'm sure I'm missing something. Ryan says, why would they make an EVH Strats Relic and have the dummy pits and that, but not do the stripe paint job? Seems they should have done the other way around. And dummy pots, of course. Yeah. I haven't really, I don't know. There you go. It's an interesting question. Glenn says, not sure the color of a shirt, but it looks like the hanger is still attached. No, dude, that's just how my body shape is now, which is weird. So thanks for giving me more shit about my shirt, Glenn. That's me being all upset. I'm okay now. Don't worry about it. Scott says, I'll straighten out in the bandsaw. And Dave is trying to be more trendy to lure Caesar to the channel. I am. That's what it is. I'm going to get into polo next, and then archery, which is his latest thing, which is why I'm kind of scared of him. I can't upload the picture to this service like I could. Maybe I can. I don't know. I don't know what would happen with it, so I'll just leave it for now. But yeah, on his Instagram, he had a picture of him doing archery, so I don't know if he's coming after me, but I'm a little bit more worried about that now. Glenn says, I agree about the dummy pots. That didn't make sense to me either. And if it didn't make sense to Glenn, it just doesn't make sense. So, you know, that's how it is. High Desert Hodad says, ELO, Bruce is actually some other German word for, or question mark, I don't know. Dude, what? what it is. Mer says, I'm still here, by the way. I've unexpectedly had the revolving door of replacement aids this week. Both day and night. I'm listening while I show her what to do here. All good. All good. We will keep an eye out for your comments. Scott says, the book lips couldn't find those scale charts, but realized that you need left-handed scale charts, even if I did find it. Yeah, I'll flip them backwards. I'm actually pretty good at flipping the diagrams in my head. I have mutant level spatial awareness. That's the mutant skill that you want. Booklet says of all, but I've got some books coming in, and one of them's with scales, and I'm 80% sure I didn't just buy a book about lizards. I mean, it's a good ratio. Ryan says, that's cool, Corey. I want to start doing that too. Just bought a new place outside the city with a nice separate garage. Very cool, Ryan. Congrats. And by the way, Huey would love a slash hat. It would look badass and or dapper on his harness. Can dress it up so rebel rocker with his doggy shades, a spiky collar, etc. Who knows? Maybe Huey will win a slash hat in one of our giveaway sessions. But just remind Huey not to respond to anyone in the YouTube comments. That if anyone says you've won a prize, he won't have won it. Comments. Ben says, how long do you think YouTube, until YouTube allows us to share pictures in the live chats and comments? Can't be that far away, can it? My view on YouTube is that it is terrible. So I know we're on YouTube and they don't like me saying that, but they're not user friendly from my side. I think they keep taking away things that work and adding things that don't work. So I would hope they will add something like that at some point in the future, but I'm just not optimistic about them doing things we want them to do. So there we go. Scott says, book idea, hats of rock stars, including slash top hat, AC/DC flat cap, and a KFC bucket. Name 5 more. But yeah, nice idea. Nice idea. If you get Fred Durst's red cap, then you're onto one. High Desert says, wish I could reply in the chat. I mean, dude, you can, right? So you're in the chat. It's all good, man. Izzy's hat would be in the book. It could be. Steve Cassidy Guitar says, my channel's blowing up, mate. Let's do a collab. Well, my mum said it's good. Hit me up on the email, Steve. Why not? Let's look into it, see what we can do. And we can discuss some options, perhaps. If we both think it's a good idea. Ryan says, Scott, there's a homeless guy who walks the beach near where an empty 12 pack of Laker lager on his head, like a welding helmet. He plays guitar. Can he be included? That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, Al says book him. I think we should too. Ryan says, I'm 100% not joking. He's a serious good guitar player. There you go. Lemmy hat, says Glenn. Indeed. Yeah, Lemmy's a good one. True. You can't just look at the things in the background there and be like, that guy's hat. But who's next? Ryan said, nice. I'll post the video next Friday on Facebook. Very good. Scott says taupe. I think, yeah, the color. That right? That's it. Yeah, for sure. Who else? Todd Moore says black shirts rule. Pretty much all I own. I would say it's like 80% of what I own. It's only recently that there's been some color added to the collection of shirts. It's usually just black ones because that's the color of floating heads. Todd, Glenn says floating heads freak me out. yeah, it's all right, Glenn. It's okay. Todd says Dave's head floating in the air is like one of those great 70s horror movies. Dude, that I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. I'm not quite sure where you're going, but thanks. Muddy says, did Dave just say he wants us to call him hot chocolate? I did not, sir, but I mean, I like what you're thinking. Anytime I say something, that's what I want. Appreciate that. Glenn says, yes, but black shirt, black chair, black beard equals floaty head. Now you're getting the idea of the whole plan to take over the world. Glenn says, I thought he only called you hot chocolate, Muddy. You know, he's got a point. If Dave doesn't start making Dave's floating head shirt now, he's doing something wrong. Dude, I mean, I'll put it on the list. I have about 5 shirts to go. But I'll be honest with you, like, shirts don't sell very well, so there's not much point in changing them up too often. But you never know. Some point in the year, I'll be like, Corey told me to put Dave's floating head on the shirt, and you'll be like, I don't remember that. So wait and see. Just remember that message. Benny Larson's here. Great to see you, Benny. Hope you're good, man. Yeah, always good to see you in the chat. Let me catch up here as well on the things. There we go. Todd says, it's okay, Glenn. It's just YouTube. It's a very good point. It is just YouTube for now. But soon, it's just going to stay YouTube. Steve says, I check out a Jet JS850 in red over the new Fender EVH offering. I'd argue the Jet is better spec'd in places too, £430. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Jet. I know I Need a Guitar Geek had a video saying that they were really good for the money. I don't know if that was a sponsored video or not, but I remember thinking, that looked pretty cool. Glenn says, Steve, I'll check that out. I didn't know about the Jet. So there we go. Will be checked out. Ryan says, I played some Sterling guitars today. They make a Cutlass for $700. Absolutely the best value guitar I've ever seen. Wow. That's cool, Ryan. Why is it the best value guitar you've ever seen? All around, like, what were your top 3 features on it that make it so? Marcia says, too late. Huey lost all his treats to a hungry scammer. He got told that he won his choice of free doggy or kitty dog or kitty cat on a dog channel. Yeah, that happens from time to time. But you know, everyone gets caught up in these giveaways. It's not just Huey, it's lots of people. Yeah. So let me see. We got Ryan. I have a Sterling Cutlass. Plays better than a Made in Mexico Strat. I had traded the Strat for Silver Sky. Very cool. Indeed. Glad you have the Sterling Cutlass, and you can let us know what Ryan, what your favorite features are when Ryan tells us what his are. And also, they actually got the Sterling back together after finding a neck plate online. Very cool. Marcia says, I enjoy your vid, Steve. Very good. Yeah, very, very glad to have you here in that case. Because, you know, Marcia's the decider of whether stuff's good or not around here. So she should probably sponsor, have a sponsorship with you, where you sponsor her and she'll promote you on other channels. Just kidding, Marcia. Only playing. It's all good. Glenn says, Steve, you collaborate with Dave. I'm sure Marcia can find a sponsor. See, I told you. But there you go. Yeah, all good. Let me see. We are. I don't know if YouTube's lying to me, but it looks like we're pretty close to the end of the chat right here, which is good. So you don't usually catch up this early. So I'm going to just take a second here to let you guys fill in some more chat and things. I'm going to check out. What's it doing to me? Yeah. So anyway, we have. Let me see. Just about an hour to go, I think. Something else I wanted to say about the guitar DIY thing, by the way, is that I don't know if I mentioned it, there is no end date as such, so don't worry, you don't have to have it done by the 1st of August, which was initially what I was going to do. I was going to say, hey, get in by the 1st of August, but it's like 5 weeks later and my own kit hasn't arrived, so I'm back to square one. So then we did say, though, a couple of weeks ago that we would just wait and really till the end of the year. Anytime you finish your guitar to the end of the year, pop it in the Facebook group or email me directly. The email at the bottom of the descriptions, and we'll see what comes our way. Something else I wanted to tell you about as well is if you want to see all the videos the day before, head over to Patreon. There is some exclusive content on Patreon, and there will be more, and I've said that a lot, and then there has been no updates, but there will be. It's coming soon. I've had a ridiculous couple of months lately where it's been just busy all the time, so much going on that I haven't caught up on a lot of things, but I have videos ready to go for Patreon. They should be starting to go up next week, and they're Patreon exclusive, so if you like seeing videos that you can't see anywhere else, You go on to Patreon. It starts at like $3 and it goes up to 20 something. It's all about just supporting the channel. If you want to be part of it, you get the videos at least 24 hours early. That's the plan with it anyway. But I am thinking, by the way, and you guys can let me know if this is a good idea, because I don't know. I am thinking of moving that side of things from Patreon to YouTube memberships. YouTube memberships means that YouTube keeps a little bit more of the money than Patreon does. That's why people have Patreons a lot of the time, because YouTube tends to keep a lot more of the money. So yeah, but it looks like it's just more seamless and might be better for folks. I could still offer the same content in the early access, as far as I can tell, and it might be just easier for everybody. So let me know in the comment section below as well, so we can kind of get that in motion. Be interested to know if you'd be more likely to sign up for YouTube memberships than Patreon, say, for example. Let me know in the comments. If you wouldn't be interested in signing up for either, let me know that too. It's all good. You know, I don't have an issue. I know some people just don't like the whole idea, but it's got to be done. You know, that's because YouTube sucks. Anyways, let's try and have a look here at some more comments. I'm sure there's a few more there now. Glenn says, oh no, he said that already, did he? Yeah. Ryan says, yeah, Al, it blows away the player strat. Beautiful quality, nice roasted neck. Even the frets are perfect. I'm going to get one just to keep in the car. Wow, that's pretty cool. Glad it's got some, I mean, if the frets are perfect, that's quite rare for a budget guitar. So very cool stuff indeed. Mark says, I can find a sponsor, I just can't find a donated guitar. Isn't that ironic? It is. Maybe if you get enough sponsors, it'll add up to a guitar. And who have we got here? Kyle Luby, he says, how's the foreman? John here wants to know if you've ever seen an 11-string semi-solid guitar that has a nylon strings. It has a Telecaster shape with what appears to be a microphone on the side. I've seen guitars with microphones on the side, yeah. Lenny Kravitz have one for a bit? Are you plugged in? Somebody I've seen singing into a microphone that was plugged into their guitar in that way. But yeah, I mean, that particular 11-string semi-solid guitar, semi-hollow guitar with nylon strings, and a Telecaster shape. I don't know what that is, but hey, maybe someone here has, so who knows. Nella says, what interesting topic are you going to cover in a video next, Chord Dave? Who knows? Who knows? Why Epiphones are too expensive, why Gibsons should be cheaper, why Cesar should make different choices at Gibson, Epiphone leaks, something about Epiphone, because anytime I make a video that's not related to Epiphone or Gibson, it doesn't get views, not in the same numbers that Epiphone related videos get. So I guess we're an Epiphone / Steel Panther thing now. But yeah, I don't know, man. So this week nothing came up that was super cool, so I didn't really feel like putting out a video just for the sake of it. You know, you guys know I don't like to do that, even though I have done so. Like in March, video every day, just find something, make a video about it. Unless there's something I'm like, hey, this is cool. I don't really like making videos about it. And we had 2 videos last week. One of them was that what do you call them? Alex Lifeson guitar, and then it did come out. It actually came out the day I told you it was going to come out. That was nice, and the pricing was right as well. They did come out at $15.99 in Europe, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it's one of those things that I kind of make it up on the day that I'm going to do the video. And not make it up. I decide what I'm going to do. So I look for video content every day. And if I find a story or someone sends me a story that's good, I will make a video. Interestingly, that does tend to happen on Thursdays more often than not. But Tuesdays as well are big days because, you know. But also, Cesar is notorious for posting stuff over weekends. So I like to keep an eye on his content, see if something slips in there. By the way, nobody is commenting on the fact that he posted a thing about coming soon on Instagram. And he was just a row of SG bodies, unpainted, and you know, with the necks and everything connected. And Hell's Bells was playing. and which would indicate that there's like maybe an Angus Young Epiphone signature coming, but there was no special markings on the fretboards or anything. There was just like, some of them had dot inlays and some of them had block inlays. So it'd be interesting. I haven't heard about an Angus Young signature coming from Epiphone, but if I do, I'll tell you guys. I'll make a video about it. But yeah, I'd be likely to be something like that if I know. But now, to be honest with you, not 100% sure. I think there's going to be something big coming from Epiphone / Gibson soon, because they're kind of batting down the hatches a little bit right now. I know they had a video. We had a video about them last week, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a Fender video. I haven't done one of those in a while. Kahalubi again says, P.S. Good to see you promote a nice Austrian beer. I won't tell you what that young man got up to in Austria the last time he was there, but let me just tell you some stories I could tell you about that fella. Then he'd tell you some stories about me. His ones would be lies. Ryan says it's got a boost switch as well. The Sterling, very good. Vincent says, I'm out of beer, so drinking limoncello. Just thought you ought to know what's everyone drinking. Vincent, it's always great to have you, man. And if you're out of beer, it just means that you've been hitting it pretty hard. Respect to that. Slouch it. Marcia says, I usually hear good stuff about Jet. There's another brand that seems to be made by the same manufacturer under another name. Was it Ivy, Steve? IYV? That was a good question. Nala says, Ryan, I got a Cutlass CT50 HSS for $3.99 on a stupid deal of the day last year. Yeah, I wish I could get access to some of those deals of the day. And just to satisfy Muddy H2O so that I couldn't buy them. Just got to make them happy. Scott says, what's everyone watching lately? I'm watching White Men Can't Jump tonight. Great movie. Haven't been watching a whole lot lately because stuff. I did go see the new Mission Impossible film yesterday. It was fine. Turns out it was Mission Possible. I think I've said that for every movie that has come out now in that franchise. But no, it was fine. I don't get why people are saying it's the greatest action movie of all time. Parallels to the latest Indiana Jones movie. There was a fight on top of a train, or through and on top of a train. There was an overlong car chase in a tight city, like lots of alleyways and stuff like that. And there was an old dude who forgot he was an old dude. So it was fun. I think it was good enough. I wish people would shut the up in the cinema and not be talking through the movie. So anyway, that's all. Right, says, no, yeah, that's the one. They make a 50 plus model as well for $100 more. That's not a bad price for the extra bit you're getting there. Okay, we have a few more chats to catch up on, and it's dropped in on top of me. It's got a boost as well. Yeah, that's where we were. Cushman says, I'm drinking ice cold rolling rock. Dude, every time you say that, I get jealous because I haven't had that in such a long time. Ryan says, I'll be watching a Quigley Down Under. I don't know what that is, man, but there you go. Marcia said, or Steve says, Marcia, it's the Faisley Feinicas, exact same as the new Jet models. Just recognize your profile there. Hello. Indeed. Now, you'll see Marcia on all the guitar YouTube channels. She's omnipresent across them all. It's great to see. Glenn says, Dave, I have discovered that editing a vid sucks. What's your feelings on editing some videos? On editing, some people enjoy that. So I have very different feelings towards editing because I've done it to like for production stuff, like film stuff and things. That was a different ball game to what I do here on YouTube. That's fine. I don't mind it so much. I'm so used to it after having done it for 10 years, 12 years, that I can just cut a piece, pop it in, it's all good. You can tell watching my videos, editing is not something I pay a lot of attention to. I don't worry about it, but most of my videos are like done in one take. I don't, if I mess up a take, I'll just do another take until I get all the way through it, and then I'll cut out little tiny bits if I like a little tiny mistake or something. So yeah, I don't do a whole lot of editing. But if you watch Carl's movie film show, that's my brother's channel based about movies and TV shows. He does lots of editing and he enjoys it. But like, whereas I will edit a video within an hour and upload it to Patreon, and then set up the YouTube upload for the next day. He spends like a day editing his videos, and I ain't got time or patience to do that. So yeah, if you're doing that kind of stuff where it's like you're putting in lots of transitions and color corrections and special effects or cutaways and all sorts of bits and bobs, I don't really think I want to do that. so I don't do it. But it's fine. I mean, I don't know what. Again, it comes back to what program you're using. Some of them are a lot easier than others. For example, iMovie, piece of cake. Could have said another word, but that's very straightforward. If you're using like Premiere, that's a little bit harder. Final Cut Pro is a little bit harder than that. Again, I think. But yeah, editing's fine. I should do a how to be very basic on YouTube course. People say you should put a course together on everything. That's how you should, a good side income. How to be the most basic YouTuber of all time. It's $99.99, $99.99. There's 4 videos in it, but they're all 16 hours long. There you go. I have not got the time or patience for that. But yeah, it's just be basic with it. Just cut it and then pop the 2 bits in. My editing is very simple again, but I do appreciate your question. If you have any questions that you want to email me, feel free about editing. If I can help you out in any way, I might do it. We'll see what happens. Nella says, Ryan, good movie. I love the soundtrack. That's for Quigley Down Under, I believe. Marcia says, I think you should offer both Patreon and YouTube membership. People like options. Many people are willing to take an extra step, so you'd get extra money in your pocket. Others are lazy or don't want to open a Patreon account. That's a great comment, Marcia. Thanks for your opinion on that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it's an interesting one because I tend not to. It's not. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference income-wise, but it does top up the YouTube thing, which is quite crap at the minute. Or most channels will tell you that. But yeah, I might open the YouTube one just to see if we get enough kind of yes votes. So we'll see how that goes. Glenn says, I'm not seeing a lot of Donner or Glaries on YouTube in a while. I think they've cut back under YouTube spending. I don't know if they were getting, I think what was happening, I don't know if this is true, but I think they might have been approached by like so many YouTubers. They're like, you guys just want free guitars. So they just cut back on it a little bit. And they'll come back. They'll be back. But yeah, you're right. I haven't seen them in a while on any of the channels I watch either. Of course, says Jack White has a mic built into his Gretsch. Interesting. Jack White's quite a character. When it comes to guitars, Nella says, I spent $1,250 on a brake job today. I could almost have bought a new Epiphone for that money. Almost, Nella, almost. Yeah, you just need another $500 to $600 on top for the newest ones. But yeah, it sucks, man. It's a lot of cash. Marcia says, right, Steve, it's Faisley, not IYV. If you made vids about that, you have made vids about that, but I have a brain injury and details like that sometimes don't stick. Hey, it's all good. I'm sure you knew what you were talking about. Glenn says, did he bring the Gretsch he has with the Raconteurs? Great question, Glenn. I don't know the answer to it. Steve says, keen to try out Cutlass. Let me see. He had a Silver Sky SE for 2 weeks. Wasn't for me. I prefer the Jesse JS400. In fact, Jesse. Yeah, very cool. I'll have to check out Jess at some point, or Jess, not Jess. I feel like I'm getting myself in trouble here. I'll have to check out Jet guitars at some point. Yes. Ryan says, I saw that Corey. He got loads of little gadgets. He has a pedal activated hydraulic bridge, so he can detune and drop tuning as he plays, all made by himself. He does do quite a bit of tinkering and stuff like that. It's very interesting to see the stuff he comes up with. I believe so. He has it in He has it in that It's Going to Get Loud documentary, which is great. One of my favorite rock docs that I've seen, because Jimmy Page is pretty cool in it. Let me see. Then we've got Marsha says, Glenn, that's a good point. I haven't seen or heard much about Donner on YouTube since last summer. I know they're still selling the same and new models. Yeah, and like I said, I think I said last week, at NAMM their stand was huge. They were attracting a lot of interest. I think they were going a lot for wholesale stuff though, rather than direct to consumer at the time. So maybe they've just changed tack. I don't know, but I think they will be back to sponsor things. They got enough of their name out there for a little bit anyway. Glenn says, I really liked that doc. It Might Get Loud. Yeah, it was a good one indeed. Scott says, I want a Jack Black signature SG. I don't know. I don't know. Hasn't he got like an acoustic with the two horns? I don't know if that. I mean, that'd be cool. I don't know if they're going to do it, but yeah, let's bring the Jables to the Epiphone signature model stable. That would be cool. I do like Jack Black and Tenacious D, so why not? Saw them live once. It was hilarious and probably the funniest gig I've ever been to. Ryan says, I meant to get some of those third man pedals like the Telegraph. Yeah, those would be interesting. Those are interesting, but you can't get them anymore though, right? Maybe you can. I don't know. T says, Chord Dave, be interesting to see if the algorithm is more favorable to the channel if you change from Patreon to the YouTube thingy. Yeah. YouTube, it's just so you guys know, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm probably eventually going to have to do it, which is counterproductive, I think. But eventually it'll work itself out. So YouTube basically wants all of us who have channels to start paying to promote your channel. So they want me to run ads for my channel on videos of other guitar YouTubers, basically. So they want me to spend $300-400 or more per month to have my ads, let's say, beside Music Is Win or Robert Baker's videos or Philip McKnight or whoever, the big YouTube channels based on this, on your niche. And then like you go to watch Philip McKnight's video tomorrow, you will see Chord Dave video at the top of the recommendations, but it'll say sponsored or whatever. They're really pushing YouTubers and to start using this promote thing on their videos. And how they brought it about was they just stopped showing impressions. So a lot of people were saying, why are my videos not getting as many impressions? You need impressions to get views. About 5% of your times your thumbnail is shown to people, they'll click on it. So yeah, so you need those impressions, but YouTube just started not giving you them for a while. So it's very annoying that they're doing that. So eventually someone going to have to do that. So basically they want more money from you. If you have memberships going through YouTube, they're making more money off you. And they already take, I think, an unfair amount. But apparently YouTube's not making money. So who knows? But it's all good. If they were just treating their creators a little better, I think I'd like them better. But anyway, it's a whole thing. Someday we'll revolt and take YouTube back for the creators. Maybe. Ryan says, I still haven't seen the full video of It Might Get Loud. Dude, it's definitely worth a watch on a Sunday afternoon. Corey says, I knew it was Corey. Where have you taken that? All the comments. There we go. The opening score scene. Yeah, me too, Glenn. The opening scene made it clear that it was going to be a good watch. I agree. And maybe Donner got enough word out during COVID that they don't see a need to pay to advertise with a YouTuber blitz. Yeah, pretty much. I think their name's out there enough that they didn't need it, or they don't need it right now. But they, and they're still getting sales off that. Glenn says, a 2x4, a wire, and a bottle and a pickup. You knew something was going to happen. Yeah, I know, and it sparked a lot of conversation at the time, I remember. Glenn says, Marsha, I still see them advertised, but I don't see them sending them out anymore. Indeed. Ben says, White Men Can't Jump. How did you pick that old one for tonight, Dave? It wasn't me, it was Scott. Scott Brower, or not Scott Brower, the other Scott Bogfoot is going to watch that. Indeed, yeah, no, I'm done with watching for tonight. It's live stream and go to sleep. Been a long day. I don't know if I said that already. Been a long day. Yeah, so the Corey says, might have to watch that again, Glenn. It's probably even better the third time around. I think it is. Steve says, Epiphone USA Frontier Acoustic, only £4,199 from Anderton's, a bargain. Yes, that's my kind of Epiphone bargain that I love. I did actually see a guy in an airport the last time I was in the airport. Yeah, one of the days I was in the airport, and he had one of those. I was going to say to him, why did you pay $5,000 for an Epiphone? But I didn't. I just let him roll on. T says, pricing. That would be a good video. Why guitars are different prices in different countries, continents. The Lyson, €1,249. Yeah, I mean, if I knew the reasons. I know that I've heard people say, oh, there's more import taxes and there's more shipping costs and all this sort of stuff, which I don't buy. And then you've got, like, in Europe, all the taxes, of course, are added into the sale, whereas in the US, they price the price of the item before tax and stuff like that. But it's an insignificant amount. It's not in comparison. I mean, it's definitely not why the price should be $12.99 or to $15 or $16 or $17.99, which has happened. So yeah, if I knew more about it, I would definitely make that video. Maybe I will look into it. Ryan says, the Frontier is beautiful though. No doubt. I just wish they'd be honest and put Gibson on the headstock, because it's a Gibson factory made guitar. And I know people will go on about the whole, but Epiphones were made in the Gibson factory in the 60s, but it's not the 60s anymore, bro. But anyway. And they're not in that factory anymore, bro. But and it's been Epiphone and anyway, I have a whole thing with it, and people should don't like it, but it's all good. Nella says, Alan Rickman plays a villain in Quigley Down Under. He did a great job. He usually does. Cahill Luby says, thought in Mission Impossible was better than Indiana Jones. Can't believe I said that. At least Indy 5 was better than Crystal Skull. It was, and hey, personal taste. I think on second viewings, those opinions might change, but or third viewings or fourth. I don't know. I think 4 was Crystal Skull was just awful, as you know. Mission Impossible was fine. It was an enjoyable enough movie. I thought they were both enjoyable enough. So there you go. Neither are classics. Ryan says, Alan Rickman was a great actor. He's no Lee Van Cleef though. Well, who is? Noah says, I agree with that, what you said about Donner. To Marcia, yes, I'm extremely interested in all aspects of guitar playing, building gears, news, etc., and yakking like girls like to do. Sometimes I have a lot to say. There's nothing wrong with that, Marcia. It wasn't a negative thing whatsoever. It's good to see you on other channels and to see you getting around them. It's all good. Marcia says, it's an interesting observation that Glenn made. It's not just Donner and Glary, but many budget brands. Glenn, what brings up that point? Great question. No, it says, Marcia, I love seeing all of the women on YouTube who are interested in guitars. Tried to get my 2 daughters interested, but it didn't stick. Yeah, and I think look, the fact is the last 4 years, 3-4 years has been good for bringing more folks of all types into the guitar community. Maybe because apps have become a bigger thing, you know, lots of people find it more accessible when they can just do it by themselves. They don't have to go to a guitar store for lessons or whatever. They can just learn their basics at least on their phone or on their iPad or whatever, which is handy. It's bringing a lot of people to the hobby. Of course, some people still find it too difficult and they just drop, which maybe that's what it was going on with your daughters, Alan. But hey, it is the way it goes sometimes. Corey says, Marshall, working on guitars is a fun hobby. Scour FB for cheap Squires Epiphones, fix it up, flip it for a small profit, and keep doing that. Working on flipping guitars 100% supports my guitar hobby. That's a great way to support it. Absolutely. Maybe I should do that. Muddy H2O would be way happier. Glenn says, I was just thinking about how Earth has taken hold and everyone seems to be talking about Epiphone. And last year you couldn't go anywhere without seeing Donner or Glary. It's true. It was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. Scott says, Dave, did you ever have a Laserdisc, mini disc, Bata cassette, or any other failed, underutilized media format? Yes, I did. I was a big mini disc fan. I loved it. I loved the mini disc. I thought it was brilliant. The only problem was you couldn't really get mini discs of albums and stuff. So you'd have to record them. So you'd have like blank ones and try and record them from CDs and stuff. And it was a whole technical process, at least with the mini disc player / recorder I had. I don't know where it is. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, what it did come in handy for was I had a part-time job at a local radio station reading the news at the weekends for a little short time. And we used mini discs for everything. So I would use my own personal stuff. And I did a little show when I was in a course for a year. We did a little radio show once a week and we used mini discs. So I was able to bring some of my own stuff on the show, which was good fun. And also I thought mini disc was good for recording guitar way back in the day as well. Did a little bit of that. So yeah, mini disc was the one for me. I never had laser disc or Bennett cassettes or anything like that. But yeah, mini disc, I was a big fan of it. I was very disappointed when it failed. But great question, actually, yeah. Mar says, I think I checked Facebook once for guitars like that, but it was slim pickings. I would love to legit fix up a guitar. Trying to fix an acoustic is a scarier proposition, but electrics don't scare me. Yeah, I mean, you know, my thoughts on something like that is all of the things you need to know to fix up an electric guitar can be learned. It's nothing like you have to have a special ability to do it. You can learn it and take your time with it. And if you can find guitars cheap enough, you know, you can afford to make mistakes, and maybe then you won't make them on the next one. So yeah, it is good fun learning stuff like that though. How to measure your angles and all. Nella says, Marshall, not sure why they lost interest. They just had a lot of activities going on at the time. Sometimes that's it. Marcia says, most mistakes made while repairing and upgrading electric guitars are reversible. Not so much on acoustic guitars. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of mistakes can be made that are not the end of the world, for sure. But might lead to some more expensive repairs. But hey, as I said, like it's learning. Even if you make mistakes, you learn, you move on to the next one, you probably won't make the same mistake. John Brad is here. Great to see you, John. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Marcia says, or maybe you should try when they have less things to do, or maybe they'd be interested in a different instrument. There's no different instruments. Yes, indeed, it's a good idea. But hey, you never know. Things are always busy in people's lives these days. I know I'm always busy. Ryan says, I think the third man pedals go in limited runs. There's a few that are always available. Some seem totally useless, others good. They're the same as Union Tube and Transistor brand, just 3 times more. Yeah, well, there's always a sting to it, I suppose. Marcia says, maybe it's worth asking them why they weren't so into it. You might think it was having too much to do, but maybe it was just other reasons they didn't get into it. You never know. Hey, folks might pop back to it at a later date. Now it says, let's do an experiment. Everyone in chat share a TCD video on their social media platforms. Then let's see if it bumps the channel at all. Hey, Nella, that's a great idea. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate that. Super cool idea. You know, I do appreciate all the support I get from you guys on the channel and sharing and liking and super chatting and wearing t-shirts. I see Glenn sometimes putting up videos and he's wearing his Glory Holes t-shirt. I see that, Glenn. I do. And I appreciate all of the stuff that you guys do supporting the channel and me. It's super great. So yeah, that'd be a cool idea. Post your favorite video, whatever that might be, if you want to. Why not? But yeah, YouTube, just one more thing given out about YouTube. YouTube was doing a thing where it was like purging subscribers from the channel. I have a feeling there's lots of people who think they're subscribed to the channel who are now no longer subscribed to the channel. But they told me inactive accounts and what else was it? Inactive accounts and something else. And it's normal to lose subscribers. And like, it's not. But it seems to have stopped now and the subscriber count is going upwards again. So slowly we'll get up towards that 7.5 mark again. And we can head towards that 10,000, which is the goal for the end of the year now. I was hoping to be far beyond that this year, but 10,000 is now the goal. So I think we can get there now that it's on the way up again. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get there. So yeah, thanks for that. No, that's a great idea. John says, I hope everyone is doing well. We hope the same for you, John. And Robert says, super excited after watching the Alex Lifeson Epi video. Straight on the phone at my local store, ready to place a deposit until I was told the price was $3,299. Had to put the card away. Ridiculous. Well, good morning, Robert, all the way down there in Australia. Yeah, that's even in Australian dollars, that is a crazy price. Let me see. That is let's just try and do some on the spot translations. Australian dollars to US dollars. We can all figure it out from there. That would be 2,256 US dollars today. Would you pay 2,200 US dollars for an Alex Lifeson Epiphone? I wouldn't. And yeah, I mean, that guitar, look, I wouldn't have bought it myself anyway, because it's got some features that are just they're not Chord Dave compatible, like a Floyd Rose and so forth. But nice looking guitar, very nice. Like I like it a lot. But yeah, 30, that's a lot of money for that guitar, man. That's wow, that's crazy. But good morning to you, Robert. Hope you're doing well, my friend. John says, Dave, by the way, I actually heard Homer Simpson saying glory holes on a Simpsons episode. Dude, if you're new here, we've got a history with Steel Panther. That's all I can say really for that. Buglips says, Herman Lee messing about with a Strat style Donner is what convinced me to look them up and get a Telly style. The only left-handed they had in stock. There you go. Yeah, Herman Lee. I mean, he'll convince you for sure. Marcia says, would someone be interested in making a list of music-themed fictional / non-fiction movies and documentaries that are worth watching? I'm sure there are many I haven't seen, but I can't find them online. The Ruttles is the only one you ever need to see. That's all I will say, The Ruttles. It's probably not the only one. Ryan says, Robert, $32.99. I think they're only $1,299. Yeah, that's in US or maybe in Canadian. I'm not sure, but no, in Canadian the price was leaked was Canadian 18 something. Robert, of course, is in Australia. That's Australian dollars. So crazy price, man. Crazy price. Glenn says, Hired Guns is a good doc. That's the drumming one, isn't it? Or maybe it's just session musicians altogether. There's a drumming one that's Hired something. I think is pretty good. Marge says, maybe you can collab with your brother on that, Dave. That could be a content idea for both of you. Making a list, talking about your phase, making a funny vid about the sucky ones. I think we've talked about it, but then I don't know. There's some reason we haven't done it, but yeah, it's an interesting idea. Dave, do guitar makers supply different grades of guitar quality to different markets? Well, officially, no. Who knows? Yeah, so the official answer from every company will be no. That they're all the same. Every guitar is made with the same care and love and attention and all the rest of it as all of its others, and they're all just shipped wherever they go and whatever. But, like for example, an example where they can't deny it is PRS SE guitars. They're made in Indonesia and they're shipped over to the US for the guitars for the US and Canada, and then they're checked in the Maryland factory, and they're shipped out then to the dealers or the customers from there. As far as I'm aware, PRS SE guitars that are going elsewhere, like over here to Europe, they don't get that extra check. They just go straight to the dealers. So it's up to the dealer then to whether or not they do the check properly or not. So if you're in the US, you probably get that extra level of checking, not checking, but like the extra checks done on your guitar before it gets sent out. Whereas they don't, as far as I'm aware, do that in other places. Now they might have changed that since the last time I looked into it, but from what I'm aware of, it just goes straight to the dealers in places like Europe and say Australia or Asia or somewhere like that. But yeah, maybe they figured they better do it. But I can't see them sending it to the US and then back to Europe and all that sort of stuff. As far as I'm aware, they only do that for their US and Canada guitars. Ryan says, Marsha, watch The Commitments and Spinal Tap. Two very good ones. And John says documentaries, The Last Waltz, The Wrecking Crew, Muscle Shoals are a few good movies. Those are all great movies. Yeah, absolutely. The Last Waltz is fascinatingly good. Richard Virginia says, hi everyone, sorry I'm late. Great to see you, Richard. Hope you're good. Rich C says, hey all, me too. Good to see you, Rich C. Hope all's good, my friend. And Glenn says, if Dave collabs with his brother, does that mean that one side will be edited a little better than the other side? Most likely he'll just do all the editing for it and I'll post it. So yeah, definitely. Mark says, I don't think it's negative at all. I'm happy that people notice my interest in guitar. Scott says, the Bay City thrash metal documentary Murder in the Front Row is now on YouTube. Awesome documentary, Murder in the Front Row. I haven't seen that one, so might be worth a watch. Yeah, very cool indeed. Now says, Scott, do you remember zip drives? Yes, I do. Those are fun. Robert says, right, I'm in Adelaide, mate. That's what they quoted me over the phone. CD or W or kill zip drives. I threw out my old zip drive and discs a few weeks ago. No way. I was watching some of Zoolander yesterday, the first one, because the second one doesn't actually exist because it's so bad. But the first one, and there was a mention of zip drives in that, and I was like, remember zip drives? So there you go. Yeah, we're old. John says, Marsha, whatever TV channels you have, set searching for music documentaries and concerts on Amazon Prime, Netflix, etc. Very good recommendation there, John. Indeed. Who else have we got? Carl Luby says, are you going to see Oppenheimer and Barbie on the same day? Hashtag Barbieheimer. I probably won't go to see them on the same day. No, I'll have to split that into 2 separate days. I don't have time to sit in the cinema for like 15 hours, however long it's going to be. And I have a feeling that Christopher Nolan's going to make us sit there for a long time because he does that. But yeah, no, probably goes 2 separate ones. But you can let me know what your Barbie review is. I will be interested. Glenn says the Wrecking Crew and Muscle Shoals. A couple of my faves. Good stuff, Glenn. Glad you enjoy them. Scott, that's funny. Sometimes it's hard to let go of old stuff. It is. Indeed it is. Rich C says Fostex 4-track cassette gathering dust. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one to swallow. And Cora says if you have a Roku, you can find tons of great music related docs for free. Interesting. Crested Bear 69, good to see you. Says drinking Plantation Fiji rum and smoking a Juan Lopez number 2X. All right, cool. That's a bit of a one up from where I am, but it's fine. Sludgy. Marcia says, John, I've looked. I always see the same stuff. There has to be more. It doesn't have to be recent either. And Colin says, I remember doing a specific radio with yourself on that course. It was an emergency situation, if I'm not mistaken. Alcohol played a big part in us getting ready for that show done that day. Yeah, so the story there, guys, is so Colin and I were on a media production course at one point in time, and we would do the radio shows. Anyway, it was my job to get a crew together to do the show. And this particular week, everybody, because it was Christmas. It was like Christmas break, and this time, everybody was just supposed to do it, couldn't do it. So I called up my buddy there and I said, let's go do a show. And before we did, we went and had a few beers and went up and presented probably the best show of the year. So that was fun. Yeah, nice little college program that we did. It was a funny day. There you go. I'm surprised he remembers it because it was a few beers. It's 20-something years ago now. Steve says, I'm attempting a refinish for the first time summer project, removing the poly with a heat gun tomorrow. In theory, that's good. Yeah, and that's a fun one. When I have done that, removed poly in the past, I've just done it, but just sanded it off. It takes forever. So, yeah, it's not a fun project. just sanding it. But yeah, using a heat gun would have been a smarter way to go. So good for you. Hope it goes well, Steve. Scott says, Dave, clone. You gotta make a vid with it. Yeah, I said I would, wouldn't I? For anyone who's not sure, it's this one. It's just the AliExpress clone. It looks kind of like a clone, and but it's Chinese, and I'm not sure if I plug it in, will it blow up? So we'll find out eventually, someday, one of these days. So yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Scott. I will at some point make one. I'm going to make a promise when, but soon. I'll probably, if I've no other ideas next week, I'll do it. Glenn says, Free TV and Tubi and Pluto have some good music docs. There you go. Marcia says, I do have access to Roku. I don't think I checked there. I will try that. Well, there you go. And Cresta Bear says, well, away from guitars to please the Geek Lord. Away from my guitars to please the Geek Lord. Hey, listen, the Geek Lord is doing all right, I think, right now. John says, Marcia, try looking on YouTube for music videos. That's a great idea. Glenn, I'll try those too. I didn't check those either. I mostly checked Amazon, YouTube, and Netflix when my friend had Netflix and shared with me. Oh, you're not allowed to share Netflix anymore. They don't like that. Because they're dicks. But anyway, Marcia, sometimes it's tough to know which ones are crappy versus not, John. That's a great question. Rich C says, 2200 would buy all 4 of my Eppies. Yeah, I mean, 4 Eppies you're getting a good price for them. It's not bad. I like it. Mark Doolin says, hey all, just trying to sort out fret buzz, the most annoying thing ever. My wishes are with you. I hope you get there. Yeah, can be quite annoying. Mark says, pretty sure The Simpsons also had Trogley as a guest appearance. I don't know. I hope that's not true. They did. I quit. John Bratt says, Eric Idle, the Ruttles. Indeed, John. Yeah, you're way ahead of everybody. Scott says, I always enjoy the Woodstock movie. Very good. It's an interesting one, all right. Mar says, the Ruttles. I've never heard of that film. Well, go find it somewhere. It's hilarious. It's great. Richard says, The Dirt on Netflix is a must-see. Of course, that's the Motley Crue movie. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I have no desire to ever go back and watch it again. But yeah, it's a fun movie. Al said, The Wrecking Crew was a great music flick. Yeah, that was a great music flick. Crazy Bear says, lost half of my comment. Let me see. Drinking plantation, Fiji rum and smoking. Juan Lopez, number 2, at a respectful distance from my guitars to please Geek Lord. There we go. That makes more sense. I do. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got to please him, I suppose. That's the thing. Marcia says, I saw The Dirt. I agree. I loved it. Yeah, but there we go. I liked it. I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago, probably, when it came out. But yeah, it was a good one. Let me see now. It says, if Gibson made an Alex Lifeson model, then Epi could not charge so much for one. I think the fact that Gibson doesn't is on purpose to justify the Epi price. So what they don't like to have really the same models available, Gibson / Epiphone, for signature models. So for example, having an Alex Lifeson Epiphone this year would mean that last year they were going to do an Alex Lifeson. They did one recently, maybe 2 years ago. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking something else. But it wasn't all that long ago they did a Gibson one. But it's kind of unusual for them to do the same thing. And yeah, if there was a Gibson at 3,200, they can't charge 1,500, which is what they are in Europe here for the Epiphone. I don't know, man. I have a feeling they're playing. I think they're testing the waters with prices to see what they can get away with. And they're pushing the boundaries a little bit. I think higher prices in Europe at the minute, I think they're just seeing, will Europe pay those prices? And if Europe pays them, I think they're going to start charging them elsewhere, just to see, will they get away with it? And I don't think they're getting away with it. I think there's a lot of stock sitting that's not getting sold, and I haven't confirmed it. I could reach out to a few people and see, but the thing is, I've also heard that Epiphones are stocked till the end of the year. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they've already got in stores and not in stores, but in dealers, and ready to be delivered to places that are, sellers and stuff like that. So we'll see. If they don't do well for the batch, like for example, it's amazing that the Adam Jones guitars are not selling on day one because there's only 800 of each model, each copy or each thing, whatever. It's amazing that the last two haven't sold. I'm very interested to see if the next one sells out quickly, because then it means it might just be down to the artwork people aren't digging. So that would be surprising to me, because I think, the artwork's fine. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the next ones go down. So let's keep an eye on it. And the pricing will be important as well. John Brad says, Marcia, try looking through the Rock Palast concert channel. That is a good one, John. Yeah, absolutely. There's some really great shows on there. A lot of Rory Gallagher concerts. So I like those ones. Glenn says, Tubi has some good New York Dolls and Johnny Thunders docs. Interesting. Good stuff. Ryan says, Nella Gibson did make an Alex Lifeson model. They sell it for 20,000 now, though. Yeah, that's a little bit more money. John says, Dave, I decided to eventually buy an SG Epiphone. Cool, John. I like that. It's as you know, it's one of my favorite guitars. The SG Special, that's the one I like. So anyway, it's all coming together. Marcia says, thanks for all the ideas. If you see, there are a bunch I've never heard of. I took screenshots to remind me what to search for. Good stuff, Marcia. I hope you I'm sure, enjoy a lot of those ones. Ryan says, John, I know a guy with a few to sell. I think we all do, Ryan. Yeah, good stuff. Matt Van Bosch says, a few beers. Lads. Yes, it was quite a few years ago as well. But yeah, we had enough. And then rolled up to the studio and recorded the show, and it was good. There you go. Monterey Music Festival, Jimi Hendrix, etc. is a great music documentary indeed. Marsh says, but it's not the new 2023 model, Ryan. Right. Who knows? No, it's not a new 2023 model. I want Firebird with SG horns like a SGV, but SGFB. Scott, I think you're going to have to design that yourself. And if you do design it, send it my way. I'll look into making it for you. But how is that going to work? Is it going to be, I want to know. Scott, your homework for this week is I want you to email me a picture, a sketch of what that would look like. And you'll get 25 cool points if you do send it to me. So thanks for that. Glenn says, can you spray lacquer over polyurethane after a light sanding? I mean, the laws of physics will allow it. So whether it's a good idea, I don't know. I did see somebody on YouTube and what they had done. So they had a white Les Paul Custom and they wanted to give it a more Randy Rhoads style appearance. So they sanded it down a little bit and then put the aged nitro on it. I think it was aged nitro that they'd got, the Stu Mac one, and they sprayed that, and rightly enough, it looked fine from a distance, but I don't think they did a great sanding job, so it didn't look great up close. But yeah, from far away it was good. So if you're good with the old sanding, I think you'll be fine. And then, but yeah, and light sanding, I don't know. I think you might have to go. Yeah, I don't know how. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be 100% sure. I wouldn't do it to mine, but you probably could. James Severance here. Great to see you, James. Says, hey, Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Great to see you, James. Hope all's good with you, man. Ryan says it has the same model, but it was made years ago by the custom shop. Yeah, the Alex Lifeson. That's true. Yeah, I think they even referenced in the Epiphone video saying, I think that it was crimson, whereas this one is ruby, but it's like the same idea. So it was like basically making the Epiphone version of that guitar. Nella says, Ryan, I checked Reverb. Gibby custom shop models are available used for 3,000 plus. I'd go that route over a new Epiphone if I wanted one. It sounds like a better option, all right. I would say that for sure. Where's that gone? There we go. Yeah, absolutely. John says, Ryan, I'd love to buy one, but I'm so broke I won't be getting any new guitars for a very long time. Most of my guitars I own were birthday gifts. Those are nice birthday gifts. Indeed. Ryan says, really, Nella, maybe they made multiple levels of them. They did have, there has been a few Alex Lifeson Epiphone or Gibson signatures. over the years. But there is there's a custom shop one that's expensive for sure. And then there's the Memphis one, which is really expensive. That's an all white one, I think. I think that's the all white one. There's a few different ones anyway. Let me see. Jess says, "What size are your feet, Scott?" And that's an interesting question. Why is that being asked? Oh, James says, "Hi, Scott, big feet." All right. Well, we're getting into a whole new level on this channel. I enjoy it. Ryan says, "John, that's cool, though you only need one or two and you have something to look forward to." There you go. Maybe Scott's bog has a foot. Sometimes, I don't know about you guys. Now it says, "Ryan, could be these are the ones called the Access model." Yeah, that's the Crimson one, I think. Very cool. Vincent says, "Speaking of the Dirt movie, went to see Motley Crue a few weeks ago back in Dublin. Got seriously pissed on, but it went. I thought they were great." Yeah, Vincent, I know a few folks who were there. It wasn't there myself, but I do know a few folks who went and said it was brilliant. So very cool. Marley Park's an interesting venue. I'm not sure if I'll go back to another gig there, but it was fine. It was fine to get to. Straight back into Dundrum. Not too bad at all. Yeah. Heard that they were good. Motley Crue. I'm sure. I mean, I'd like to get to see one of their gigs because I just think it'd be fucking good fun. At some point in my life, maybe I'll go if they do another tour. Marja says, "There was another recent Alex Lifeson at a fraction of the cost with better specs overall, in my opinion." Yeah, there's one I did a video about 2 years ago. Viceroy Brown, which I can't say properly normally. That one was $8.99. Very similar specs, but it had a lesser quality Floyd Rose on it, and it had a piezo in the bridge, and it didn't have the phase switching thing. It just comes down to what you want. It was a nice guitar as well, and it was $8.99, so a lot cheaper for comparable specs. Has anyone got one of these Alex Lifesons, by the way? Because some retailers are saying they came in a hard shell case, and some people have said they're coming in Epi Light cases. So can you let me know if you have got one? Did it come in a hard shell or an Epi Light case? Both are good. The Epi Light cases are really nice. So it's just whether or not they're coming in actual hard shell cases I'd be interested in. Because at $15.99, which is the Irish price or European price, I think I would be a little bit peeved if it came in an Epi Light case, even though they're great. I would kind of say they're the cheaper option, so I'd be a little bit disappointed. But anyway, someone tell me what they're coming with. Rich C says, "John Brad, you won't be disappointed with the SG Special P90s." Yes, that is my favorite. Big fan of those. I was just talking about that yesterday with a friend of mine. Ryan says, "Oh, those are what Alex Lifeson uses on stage, but they aren't a signature model. Kind of weird that they do that. Interesting." John says, "Thank you, Rich. I've always wanted P90s. Indeed, they're great." Nella says, "I have one. It's great. Highly recommend." Same for me. And Wayne McConnell, great to see you. Wayne says, "Hello from Colonia. Just stringing up a rescue Yamaha Classical." Very cool, Wayne. Thanks for joining us while you're doing that. That's a very cool project. Richard Virginia says, "The best Epi Les Paul I have purchased is Jerry Cantrell model. Has the best features and is much less than other signature guitars." And other signature models. Some of them, yeah. I mean, what's it going? Is it the Wino or the other one, the Prophecy one? The Wino, I think, is running $8.99 at the minute. Yeah, it's not bad for sure. And it's certainly compared to some of the ones that have come after it. But yeah, I know there was issues with the finish on some of those as well. I know, I think Ryan had one and I had to send it back because of finish issues. But hey, it's good to hear yours is good and you love it, because that's the most important thing when it comes to guitars, that you love it. Scott says, "Anyone here ever watch McCoy's show? The Real McCoy?" Says Glenn. Andy McCoy. Says Scott. I don't know what that is, but no, not for me. Where are we now? We missed a few. Marcia says the Cantrell looks really good, and Steve Cassidy Guitar says, gotta shoot. Thanks for the stream, mate. Usually gig at the weekends, but definitely try and catch another one in the future. Cheers all. Thanks, Steve. Best of luck. Yeah, let me know by email there, as I said, if you want to reach out and do something, see if we can work something out. Ryan Burns says, yeah, the Gibson CS Alex Lifeson are about 8 to 10,000 used. I was thinking of the Fender EVH for 20,000. There you go. Marcia says, take care, Steve. Hope you'll collab with Dave. Well, hey, we'll see. Rich C says, time to blow some glass. Have a great day, Dave, and all. Take care, Rich, and be careful with that glass. For sure. Matt Van Bosch says, I've just seen in a bar where the bartender put on Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue, proclaimed it one of the best 3 songs ever written. I need to find a new bar. I mean, best 3 songs ever written is a bit of a stretch, isn't it? But having said that, we do have a Muddy H2O super chat for $5. Thank you, sir. So I saw an unboxing online. It had a hard shell case. Well, thank you, sir. I do appreciate you letting me know the information. Hopefully you are still talking about the guitar and not something else. But yeah, it's worth it then in that case. Well, it's more worth it. So good stuff. Glenn says, remember, Chord Dave, you can check in, but you can't leave till you hit the thumbs up. and indeed, you've got to hit the thumbs up. Well, this thing doesn't show me the thumbs up. Let's see how many have we got. So we have 36 concurrent viewers and 36 likes. Not too bad. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. If we hit 40 likes, hang on, what did I say? If we hit 50 likes, I will sing happy birthday to Muddy H2O on a secret, not advertised live stream next week, using all the conditions in his first live stream. Why would I do that? I'm just going to end this stream before you guys all hit 50. Ryan says you don't need anyone that guy going near your drinks, to Matt, that's for sure. Scott says, Dave, did Rory Gallagher ever play anything other than a Strat? Lots of things. Yeah, he had well, all kinds of guitars, but he had a Gibson Melody Maker, for example, that he played. If I'm not mistaken, he had it modified to, he had one that was an original kind of spec one, and then he had one that he had a humbucker in the bridge position. Yeah, a lot of different guitars, but those would be the ones that stand out to me. So a lot of different acoustics and stuff like that. Yeah, all kinds of things. I've seen him play tellies as well. Seen things when he played tellies, but definitely just the Strat was his number one by a mile. But he had lots of, he played around a lot of stuff, and that Strat, of course, he would tinker with a lot from stuff he'd found on other guitars and stuff like that. So he had lots of stuff lying around, I think. Yeah, something I'd love to do is talk to Donald, his brother, about his collection and different guitars that he used and stuff like that, because I think it'd be really interesting. So maybe someday I'll be able to get a hold of him. John says, I've seen him play acoustic slide. You have indeed. Thanks for everything, Dave. A great the show was always greatly appreciated. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Thanks, man. Ryan says he had a sweet Gretsch Corvette Melody Maker and Martins. The Corvette, yeah, I forgot about that one. That's a good one. The Melody Maker as well, yeah. Corey says, I watched a video recently on YouTube where they played Rory's rig. It was a pretty cool way to spend a bit of time. I mean, that'd be a nice afternoon, wouldn't it? Wayne McConnell says, hey, is anyone choking on Canadian smoke over where you live? Not where I am, but I'm in Ireland, so I don't know if it was going to get that way. Boogloop says yes, but they're my cigarettes. But there you go, that'll do it. Grandpa Joe says, take care, folks, see you next time. Hey, Grandpa Joe, thanks for dropping in and seeing us. Glad you were here. Ryan says, I smelled the smoke here in Toronto a couple of weeks ago, but barely noticed it. Al says, the smoke was heavy in New Jersey. What's the deal with the Epi Light case? I have a few of them. I have a few and like them, but no one ever has them in stock these days. I don't know in terms of the like what's the deal with them. I mean, they're nice cases. They're pretty good. I just think that they are. I think they should be used as cases for under a certain price. They're good, but like if you're paying over a certain price, you should get a hard shell case. That's just my personal opinion. Other people will say you should never put a guitar in a hard shell case, and that's fine too. Whatever you think is the right thing for your guitars. So yeah, I don't know, but they're nice. It's just if you're paying $1,500 for a guitar, I think you should get a proper hard shell case. That's my opinion. Marcia says, Dave, can you investigate why Epiphone and Gibson stopped selling the Epi-like cases separately for all guitar models? They're not. There's not a single retailer carrying them since stock ran out around December and January. Did they stop making them? What gives? Lots of people love them. As far as I'm aware, they just, they don't have enough of them because they have them for different models that they're putting out with them. And they need a lot more for that stock themselves. So they're not making as enough, basically, is the thing. They can't keep up with the demand to sell them separately. Everywhere I know still has them listed and just doesn't have any stock. But yeah, they are pretty good. They're not a bad case alternative. I think you'll see them again, maybe, but it'll probably be next year sometime. Mark said, I did too, Money H2O, but you can't buy them separately anymore. It's odd. There you go. Thanks, Dave, for another good stream. Thank you, Glenn, for not being put into timeout. I appreciate your sticking by the rules for once. Just kidding, of course. Scott says, at first, to me, the Epi-Lite was just one more way Epiphone was getting cheaper. I've grown to like them. Much like Taylor's bag, too bulky for me. Better than the Fender ones. Mark says, I guess now I noticed they stopped selling them too. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, they're just not making them quick enough is the problem. And of course, Gibson don't make them. They buy them from they get a company to make them. Richard Virginia says, my birthday is next week. Sing the song. There will be a song next week. A happy birthday, of course. But it probably won't be Naked with a Slash Hat. Glenn says, remember to tune in next week to hear Dave singing happy birthday to Rosie naked in a blonde wig and a slash hat. I mean, look, listen, Rosie, you don't have to worry about that. That's not going to be the thing. But I will say in a slightly singing type of voice, happy birthday. Muddy Show says, Glenn, I just threw up in my hot cocoa. That's lies. He doesn't drink hot cocoa. He knows it. Marge says, Scott, Gibson also provided Epi-Lights with some guitars. It's tough to decide what's better. Depends on a person's needs. I think it's the best of both worlds. Todd says, enjoy the chat. Have a good week, everyone. Dave, I question many things in life, but never whether I'll enjoy your channel. Take care. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate that, man. Super cool. And take care of yourself. Have a good week. And don't work too hard. It's good advice. Ryan says, I prefer hard gig bags to hard shell cases. I never use cases. They just pile up in the closet. Yeah, I get that too. I mean, I will say, I like a hard shell case to come, but one of my guitars is in its hard shell case. Everything else is on display or on a stand or something. John says, time for dinner. Cheers. And Al says, mono cases are the best. Even Music Man is issuing them with their expensive guitars. They are very good cases. No arguments here. Where are the SG Juniors, Dave? We're keeping them. We're hiding them at the back. So, what can I say? Scott says, Jackson cases are ludicrous priced. I have 2 Jacksons in cardboard boxes because the case costs just as much as the guitars. Wow. And no third-party cases fits their unique shapes. That's interesting, Scott. Maybe she'll dig into that one. And Dennis Ellis says, hello, Chord Dave. Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing good with the good days ahead. Thanks, Dennis. Great to see you, man. We are just about to wrap up here. So nice to see you right at the end here. And Ben Allmark says, thanks, Dave. Great show. Cheers, folks. Take care of yourself. Indeed, folks. Listen, thank you so much for joining me today for Chord Dave Live. It was a fun one, and I enjoyed hanging out with you. Should be some videos coming this week, so keep an eye on the channel. Don't forget you can support the channel in all the ways, and if you want to reach me, there's all the ways. Join the Facebook group and say hello and post your guitars and stuff like that. I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon, but until then, do take care.